And the ball is taken away by Jones. A flag comes out on the play. And we'll see how this one's going to be figured out. A forced fumble and a fumble recovery by Chris Jones.
Body weight. Roughing the passer. Number 97. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So there it is. Chris Jones, which takes the fumble away and gives Las Vegas a first down. Let's watch.
Yeah, he said 97. Obviously, he meant 95, but
that ball's out clearly.
It's definitely out, and you can hear the crowd.
I don't blame the crowd at all.
I don't either, and I can only imagine how Chiefs fans are reacting at home, because you can see Andy Reid. We saw the calls yesterday. We've seen a number of them already in the early going that they've called roughing the passer. It's changed the complexion of a lot of games, and it does this one here tonight.
Back with more from Sunday and what is being called the worst call of the season. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Bucs took a big lead, but the Falcons rally back. 3 minutes left on 3rd and 5 from the Atlanta 47. Falcons need a stop, and they get it. Grady Jarrett, the sack of Brady. But Jarrett is called for roughing the passer. Arthur Smith in disbelief. The penalty extended the drive. Atlanta never touched the ball again. Bucs win.
I don't know. You know, I saw that one being called. I saw it against Tua since he got it. I saw it in the London game this morning. So I don't know. Right now, the way they're calling it, I think a lot of people would have got that call.
Guys, I'm not commenting on that. I got to worry about what I can control. So I just need to see what I can do to coach those situations better.
What did you think of that play? Had you been lobbying or asking for some late hits there?
I don't throw the flags.
What I had was the defender grabbed the quarterback while he was still in the pocket and unnecessarily throwing him to the ground. That is what I was making my decision based on. End quote. Stop laughing.
Take it easy, bud.
Unnecessary.
Take it easy on us.
I am glad that we have rules official John Perry here with us to make some sense of all of it.
He will not make sense of it.
John,
good luck.
Do you agree with Jerome Boger?
I don't. Look, at the end of the day, it's a miss. There are certain categories for roughing the passer. Going low to the knee, head and neck area, more than 2 steps, truly being unnecessary. This is a quarterback that's trying to escape the pocket, and the defender does exactly what we've asked them to do, which is wrap and roll.
Listen, I completely agree with you. And to me, I feel bad because you can tell Arthur Smith wants to say something, but he doesn't want to pay a fine. So I thought it was maybe the worst call I've ever seen, because the Falcons have momentum. They have an opportunity to get the ball back and go down. And who knows, that game was there for the win. And I just feel bad for all those players. You put in a week's worth of work, and one call from a referee takes it away.
John, how many rules are in the book?
How many rules?
Yeah.
We have over 187 pages.
187 pages. In the end, and the problem is, in the end, John, we make the rule, but then we don't enforce it because we leave this space for interpretation from officials. But let's be honest about the infraction. They call it because they're hit hard, and that's it.
Well, I think clearly, unnecessary is so gray, right? Like, to ask, I think it's so unfair to ask Jerome Boger to, here, decipher this, especially 2 weeks on the heels of Tua. Like, if we're not going to acknowledge what happened to him and the reality that impacts, that's why the rule's in place, right? That you have these franchise quarterbacks in a pocket. Here it is, and I'm talking about the original one. This is the flagged one, completely late. He's vulnerable. He slams his head. For the defender, Matt Milano, obviously not intentional, but it's a 15-yard penalty. What the heck? Not a big deal. I get to keep playing. Tua out of the game, obviously should have stayed out of the game. That's a whole other story. But that has lasting effects for Tua, for the Dolphins, for all their aspirations of the season, that entire franchise, and to be honest, for the league as a whole. And so I get why the rules are in place. Clearly they're muddled and gray and it's not working because the call yesterday was so unfair. And I do go back to your point, sorry, Boog.
No, you're good.
In such a critical moment, 3rd down for the game, you have to play this game with passion. and to see Grady Jarrett make an amazing play, turn the tide for his team, and then to get penalized for it was obviously incredibly unfortunate. You know, coincidentally enough, it's against the greatest of all time.
Listen, I understand quarterbacks should be protected, but guess what? You guys wear a helmet too. You guys should be hit also. And John, it's a couple of plays I want to get your opinion on. A couple of quarterback hits that some thought maybe should have been fine and should have been flagged, should I say, and some not. Happened yesterday. One of them was in the same Bucs game. A very similar play. You have Vita Vea coming, slinging the quarterback down. That wasn't flagged. And also, here's one to the quarterback's head. Wade landed on. Your thoughts on those two calls?
Look, I think those are two great plays to take a look at, because on the second play, it's exactly what we're trying to get rid of. So what are players going to do? Wrap and roll and sling. What's the difference when you burp, as we call burp a quarterback, and drive? That's what we're trying to remove.
Well, they have removed that.
To come back to your point,
anymore, though, John.
To come back to your point, keep in mind, all these guys that are working in stripes, at the end of the day, there's one goal: work in February. How do you work in February? You work in January. How do you work in January? Accountability and grades, correct calls, correct mechanics, incorrect calls, no calls. They are graded every week. That play on Tom Brady, I'll promise you, has 2 points to it. Number one, incorrect. Number two, incorrect game-changing impact.
Let's call it what it is. It's a soft game.
It's a hard game.
And remember, all these directives come from the competition committee. Whether we like them, whether we agree with them, disagree with, it doesn't matter.
Right.
They are throwing flags based on how they are instructed to call it. If we want global changes, it needs to start somewhere else.
From a 30,000-foot level, they want the game safer. And so they're not going backwards on this. Do you agree, John? They are going forward with this.
John, invaluable insight. Appreciate it during the game. And thanks for stopping by.
Way to go, John.
I know it's my job to come on this show and speak eloquently about things that I see. There's nothing eloquent to say about this. This is absolute trash, right? This is you taking the livelihood of 53 players, of coaches and staff, and putting it in your hands, balling it up like this, and going Kobe into the garbage can. Because you can't do this. There is no way to make that call. You basically just described everything that you're ever taught to do. He grabbed him in the pocket and he threw him on the ground. How else in the hell is he supposed to get him on the ground? There is no other way for Tom Brady to end up on the grass unless Grady Jarrett puts him there. And so now to say, like, give me, I need something technical, right? Like, I need put his full body force on him or slammed his head late after I blew the whistle. You need something that could be in black and white so I can read it to my entire team and say, guys, here's in black and white what you did wrong. There is no thing like that. And when you take wins away from a team in that manner, you destroy careers. You destroy seasons, and you cannot do that. And I don't know if there's some sort of reprimand, some sort of discipline. I know these guys can't call playoff games, can't do certain things. It's legitimately the worst call since the missed PI against the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC Championship.